All right, second time's the charm again. Hey, everybody, good morning. All right, did you have something you wanted to say to your fans, or are you done now? I guess he's done now. He was just meowing for attention. I should give him a little attention. Um, good morning, everybody. We are switching things up just a little bit this morning because of two reasons. One is that I wanted to have a chance to take Brooke's blood sugar and then communicate with the vet before I talk to all of you guys about whatever the news was. And then secondly, because we've been so focused on the procedure of taking the blood the last few close-ups that we haven't had enough time to see all the kittens that I would like. So I thought we would kind of skip by that part this morning and go straight to some kittens. Or cats, in this case. This is Ari and Smokey having second breakfast. Let's go find Brooke. She's out and about somewhere, and I will start talking to you guys about the news this morning. There's Brookie. Hi, Brooke. You look a little upset. You've got an angry face, though, don't you? But you're not really angry, are you? No, I don't think you are. I think you're a pretty happy cat, actually. Did you hear that noise she made? Big stretches. Okay. So she's been doing this thing a lot lately where instead of trying to hang out, she just tries to lead me back to her room. Oh, nope, she's going to the office, though. I thought she'd lead me to her room. She's leading me to my room, kind of. Brookie, do you want to go back to your room instead? It's up to you, kiddo. You can stay out a while. You're being good. We'll let her stay out a while. Here, let's come back here. This is fun. Hi. Hi. I know you like the cat tree in here. Do you want to go in the cat tree in here? Oh, I see it's occupied. That doesn't mean there's not room for you two. This is Eddie in the cat tree. Hi, Eddie. Hey, bud. There's Brooke down there. Hi, Ed. Hi. Say hi, everybody. Hi. So, okay, let's talk some news. First off, we'll talk news about Brooke because Brooke is here. So we'll start with the news about her. She's on the treadmill. She's going to get her morning jog in. Brooke, we went to the vet with her yesterday to get her a dewormer because we discovered that she had a tapeworm. So first off, about the tapeworm, it turns out that if you remember, Brooke and Pebble, her daughter, were at the vet when I met them the first time. That's where we found them, was at the vet. The vet was hanging on to them for one of the local shelters to try to find a foster. And that's where we first met them, which means the vet had been the first people to see them. And our vet, Dr. Katz from Aristocats in Fairfield, Dr. Katz told us yesterday that when she came in, she had a ton of fleas and that the timing was just about right because one of the ways that you spread tapeworms is if an infected cat gets bitten by a flea, the flea can pick up the little tapeworm eggs, and then another cat eats the flea and therefore eats the tapeworm eggs, and then about 3 months later, you get the adult worms, and that's about the timing here. So that's what we figure happened, was that she picked up that tapeworm basically before she ever got here, but it just took this long to sort of come to fruition. Make sense? I think it does. Anyway, those things are very, very easy to treat. You just give a dewormer and you're done. Very simple. So not a big concern. But we brought her in yesterday to treat it. And while we were there treating the tapeworm, I thought, hey, this is a good chance to verify the blood sugar numbers that we have been seeing and make sure also that we get a second training on how to take the blood and do the blood sugar glucose monitoring. And so we did that while we were at the vet, and we got a big surprise, which was that her blood sugar, her glucose reading at the vet was out of control. Well, I exaggerate a little bit, but it was high. It was very high, definitely like diabetic levels of high. So The first thing I did was we brought her home and we tested her at home to make sure that our home kit wasn't just bad or broken or something. And it wasn't. It turned out we got the same number here when we tested her, but it was later in the day than when we're normally testing her. So we gave her some insulin yesterday, and we're going to monitor her just a little bit more frequently to try to get a feel for exactly how it works for her. Um, Now, I did check her this morning already, and when I checked her this morning, her number was perfectly normal. Of course, it's only about 12 hours after her last dose of insulin, so that's kind of like what we would expect. We'll check her again later in the day, see what's up. But it's kind of I was really hopeful that she was just in remission for the diabetes, and it seems like that's probably not the case. But that's not a big deal either. The insulin is very, very simple to give. And I wanted to make the point that if she does get adopted, that glucose meter and all of the test strips and stuff that we've already stockpiled obviously are going to go to her adopter. So that's expense that the adopter won't have to worry about right away. And I just wanted to point that out. I also wanted to point out that one of our regulars on the Discord said that they put in an application for Brooke yesterday. And I got my fingers crossed now. And I have to say, obviously, we don't process those applications. Those are all done through the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. And so we don't know whether that will be approved or not. You smell something on that shade, and that worries me. I wonder if somebody's marked over there at some point. I'm gonna have to check that after the close-up. So my point was that we don't process those applications, so I can't just tell you, oh, she's been approved. And in fact, I want to tell you the opposite. I want to say, listen, if you've been thinking about applying for Brooke, do it. Still do it. Don't let the fact that we may have an application dissuade you from that. But if you've been waiting to hear that somebody applied, then I guess that's some good news, probably. And I've got my fingers crossed that that works out. So there you have it. That's Loganberry, by the way, out in the hallway. I know it can be difficult to tell Loganberry from Acro at a glance, but that's Logan. Here's Brooke. Hi, sweetie pie. This is a bad place to have a close-up, Brooke, because now everybody can see the sloppy job I did painting this room when we moved in. I know, it's not normally so obvious. Thank you. Will in the chat has posted the link to the adoption form, and that's important for everybody, whether you want to apply for Brooke or whether you want to apply for Belle or whether you want to apply for someone else. And that reminds me, I have some really big news for everybody that I want to tell you. We've been talking to Dawes, the Danbury Animal Welfare Society, the one that finds us our mom cats, the one that's, like I was just saying, that processes those adoption applications. Dawes are technically the owners of these kittens and cats, and we're just the fosters. They contacted me a few days ago and said, look, we've got this new pregnant mom cat that's supposed to be coming in. We know we just sent you one, but do you want another? And you guys know me, I can't say no to a sweet pregnant mom cat. So I said yes. And they had originally said that that mom cat was supposed to come in next Saturday. So not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. And then they got in touch with me just last night and said, look, this mom cat looks like she is ready to deliver. Like she is just really, really big and bursting, and therefore they're going to try to get her here even sooner. They're going to try to get her here tomorrow. Now, I want to remind everybody that that's all up in the air. You don't count your mom cats before they hatch. Anything could happen. Some foster, wherever she is, could decide to take her. She could decide to deliver her kittens, and then they don't want to transport. Anything could happen. So we don't count that as a certain thing until she's here. It's not certain. But there's a good chance that tomorrow we will have a new mom cat. And if you are on our Discord, you've already seen her picture. She looks like Ari, but pregnant, basically. She's a big gray cat, like just all gray, and she's beautiful. And I'm excited to meet her. So, speaking, hi, Eddie, you're so pretty too. Speaking of beautiful cats, look at those green eyes. Yes. He's not super happy that he's sharing this tree with somebody else, but he's not going to do anything about it. Okay, so speaking of pregnant mom cats, we have our final news today is about Belle. So let's go see her real quick. I think that we can leave Brooke there and she's not going to cause any trouble. I hope, fingers crossed. She's been pretty good though. Hi, you were just drinking some water. That's good. That's pretty good. We're happy about that, Belle. Okay, so Belle. Hi, Belle. Belle has been feeling a little unwell. She hasn't been eating the right amount. She's been losing some weight, and obviously, I was mentioning yesterday, we've all been a little bit concerned about it. So that pattern kept up for another day, and as of this morning, officially moved over into the slightly worried territory. So I contacted Dr. Katz, our vet at Aristocats in Fairfield, who I mentioned already. And it turns out that this weekend, this is why we love Dr. Katz so much. She's awesome. I texted her. She'd asked me to text her about the results of Brooke this morning, and I texted her about Brooke. And then I also texted her about Belle, and I said, listen, Belle's continuing to lose weight. She's continuing to not eat much, and she vomited twice this morning. And Dr. Katz asked me to get her temperature, which I did. Her temperature is normal, so we don't think that she's got an infection, probably. But the coolest thing about Dr. Katz is that she said, look, um, meet me at the clinic and we will give her some Serenia, some subcutaneous fluids. And I'm going to see if that's all we're going to do or just that. But I mentioned that exact treatment yesterday on the close-up stream. Yesterday I said, look, we normally do Serenia and subcutaneous fluids for cats that are in this situation. They always perk right up. And I think that's probably all it's going to take for her. It should be pretty simple. But here's why that's super cool. Today, Friday, is the start of Dr. Katz's long weekend. She's not at work today. The clinic is closed. And the clinic is closed tomorrow and Sunday. Like I said, long weekend for her. She should be off enjoying herself and doing things that she wants to do. And the thing that she wants to do is to meet us at the clinic and help take care of Belle. How sweet is that? Can you think of any other vet that would take their day off and meet you at their clinic to help you take care of your cat? I'll tell you for sure, I can't. I've had lots of vets. I don't know a single one that would do that. And this is not the first time that Dr. Katz has done that for us. She's just really, really dedicated that way. She's fantastic. I think all of our vets that we've ever had have really cared about cats, but I don't think that any of the vets that we've ever had have really put their money where their mouth is in that sense, right? Is that the phrase? Or just, really put the proof to it in this way. Not that that's a knock on them. I think you can be a good vet and still not see people on your off hours. I think it's certainly healthy to draw that separation between work and not work, for sure. I don't blame anybody for that. But I think that Dr. Katz at Aristocats is awesome, just completely awesome. So there you have it. We've actually sort of made I would call it an appointment in air quotes with her that we're going to go see her in a couple of hours with Belle. We're going to get at least the subcutaneous fluids and the Serenia, and we'll discuss then if there's anything else we're going to do. And I bet that she's going to perk right up. So, and yes, it's true. I don't just call her Dr. Katz because she works on our cats. That's actually her name. She's Dr. Katz. Her clinic is cats only. I guess she was really made for this position. So that's fantastic. All right, so that's the news about Belle, and she's obviously a little bit calm right now. I guess would be a way to put it. She's purring though. You guys probably can't hear it. She's got a very mellow purr at the moment, probably because she's not feeling too good, but she is purring, so that's nice. Oh, I hear Brooke causing some trouble finally. I bet Logan started it. Let's go. I heard that. I heard that. You guys remember you can't do that on television? What's that character? Barth? Barf. Actually, I think it was maybe Barf with an F. I don't remember now. It's been too long. That was his catchphrase was I heard that. It was a simpler time, wasn't it? I heard that as a catchphrase. I heard that. All right. Let's go see some kittens, everybody. Hey, kiddos. Well, normally I would let these guys out for exploration time. I don't know, we've got about an hour before I have to think about hitting the road, so I'm going to open the door and let them out anyway. They're pretty easy to get back in here. So there's Pebble and Culotte, and there's Smokey, and there's Maggie. Maggie loves hanging out in this box. What can I tell you about Pebble and Culotte that's news? Not too much, really. Pebble went to the vet yesterday. That was one of the reasons that we were there. And Pebble got her final vaccines, her final distemper shot. So she's all up to date on her vaccines. And she'll be back at the vet on Tuesday to get her spay. And then she and Culotte are both going to get picked up by their adopter next week on the 31st. And I am going to be so sad to see this little peanut go. Look how excited she is to see me. She's purring too, but you probably can't hear it too well on this camera. Yes, hi. Oh, she's going to hit the camera with her head now. Yes, well, that's sweet. You're a sweetheart. So that's Pebble. I don't know what Pebble did last night. She didn't sleep on my pillow last night. But when she heard me wake up in the morning, she was there first thing. So I don't know where she was. She decided to have her night off, I guess. Hi, Maggie. You cleaning up? That's a lot of floof to take care of. You do a good job, though. What are you saying, Pebble? You want all the attention? I can't look at anybody else, huh? Okay, we don't want to encourage you to bite on people, but I know you're just trying to be extra affectionate. Here's Custard. Hey, bud. You gonna defend your box from Maggie now? Yeah, she just climbs right in with Maggie like there's nothing to worry about here. That's fine. Culotte, if you hear the litter box sounds in the background, that's Culotte. That's why we're not showing her right now. She decided to use the litter box. Oh, well, you tear that up. Rearranging things, huh? Good job, kiddo. Well, I think I got all the news for you guys. I'm not going to end this right away. We're not at 20 minutes yet, and I know nobody wants to say goodbye when we're looking at the cutest part. But let me just recap to make sure for anybody that's come in late that you've got all the current news. There's basically just a couple items. Number one, Brooke's blood sugar is actually still high. We're going to change up her treatment protocol just a little bit to monitor that more closely, and I will let you know as we progress. Number two, Belle is feeling a little under the weather, and we are going to take her to the vet today because our vet is the coolest person ever and will meet us on her day off. So we're going to make sure that Belle's in top shape. And then number three, of course, is that we are setting up the second annex today for a possibility of a new mom cat arriving tomorrow. Or arriving next week, or maybe not arriving at all. Again, you don't count your mom cats before they hatch. So that's all the news. At least all the news that's important. Oh, hey, you get a little surprise there, Culotte? Smuggy's supervising from just over here. Mm-hmm. Well, everybody, let me say one more time, thank you so much for tuning in. I love getting to spend my mornings with you guys every morning. It's great to see you. And, oh, now come on, you two. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me again this morning, and we'll keep this up every morning. We'll try to switch it up a little bit so that it's not always exactly the same format, because we like novelty, but definitely we'll keep doing it in the mornings. And again, thanks to you, thanks to the mods, Will, and everybody else with the timely links and the policing of the chat. That's fantastic. And yeah, if you guys want to continue to watch these kittens, just look for the regular Kitten Academy live stream right here on YouTube. And if you want to stop by our website, which is kitten.academy, you can look through our 3 most recent blog posts in reverse order. They are great pictures of the faculty, or a couple of the faculty, then some great art from our fans on Twitter, and then some awesome pictures of the kittens, including the ones that just left, Fern, Thistle, and Moss, who, by the way, are doing great. So I hope you check those out, and I hope we see you again tomorrow morning. Thanks, everybody.